Welcome back to another episode. Quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing my Omega Speedmaster Reduced. So in this episode, again, we filmed over, I think, two days, maybe 3 days maximum. We'll show you a couple things that happened. Somebody came in with a Rolex to try to have us authenticated. We also had a couple of returns. We had an issue with the eBay's authentication center. And then also I want to show you a couple of things that customers were trying to sell me that I didn't end up buying. So stick around and like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions for me, put them down in the comment section and I will answer them. I just checked one of my eBay accounts and I noticed that this dial is sold. This is a green chrysoprase dial that it goes on a white gold Daytona. And it was the only one on the market, so we were asking that much and it sold for full price. It is Monday morning and we had a pretty busy weekend with sales. We sold a few items on one of our eBay accounts. Here we have a Breitling full set that we sold for $6,500. We were asking $69. The client sent us an offer of $6. We countered at $65 and they accepted it. Also sold this Cartier Roadster, large size, for $3,700. We had it for a while, I think for about 4 or 5 months, but it finally sold. And I know we made a good profit on that. This I just bought recently for $700 and I sold it for $1,000 on eBay. So there's very little profit in this, but I was happy to move it. I think when I bought it, I paid kind of strong, but it is what it is. And we're also working with the client on a Longa watch, so I gotta send him a video. He's interested in this watch. We've had this for a while. It's completely sealed as it was serviced from Longa. It has the original box. This inner box is pretty much perfect. The outer box still has the sticker on here with the reference number. This outer box is a little bit beat up and taped up. Proof of origin, so it matches all the numbers, and then this is everything that it came with originally. So you have the booklets, the wipe cloth in here, all the paperwork matches. So this Longa is from 2012, and see, there's also service history in here. There's service receipts from the past, and then there's this current service receipt. We had this posted in the Moda watch group and the dealer just found it. He's from Canada, he has a client for it. Hopefully we can get this deal done. It's a good deal for the dealer, he's got room to make money, and it's a great deal for the client at the price point we're trying to sell it at. Alright, with this Breitling that I'm shipping out, just want to show you the box that they gave. This is the box that it came with, new. It's like, how are you even supposed to securely put the watch in there and fit the extra strap and all the paperwork? So Breitling is pretty bad at what they give you for a watch that retails around 10 grand. This is how I managed to pack it, but won't be able to put that in there. So just gonna pack that separately. Yeah, we're doing a lot of sorting today, so it's kind of hard, but you can kind of look underneath if you want.
And these are all $100?
Yeah. Alright, the packages are ready for FedEx. And now let me share with you the figures. So the Breitling I got from a customer of mine. I've had it since October of last year. When you take into account the time spent to photograph, talk to customers, to market it, this and that, really it's kind of like, and plus the money invested for 1 year. It wasn't really worth it. But the real loss was for the client, because that Breitling B01 with the copper dial has a retail price of almost $10,000, and then he purchased the bracelet, which was an additional 900. So all in, he was 11 grand, and then sold it to us for 6,000. We sold it for 6,500 after fees and shipping and everything. We ended up with a profit of $65.62. Moving on to the Cartier Roadster, that also took a while to sell. It took 5 months actually from the time we listed it, but we made a very good profit on it. We made $879.92, so that's a huge profit for a watch like that. And then the Seiko Tuna, that sold very fast. It literally sold within a few days after we put it up for sale. I paid $700 for it, which was a little bit strong, but we ended up making $108.45. So all in, we put $11,200 into the watches. The profit came out to $1,053.99, and that's about a 9% return, which is actually very good. We also have a return on a watch that we just sold a few days ago. We did mark on here that it will fit wrist sizes of up to 7.75 inches. It is the ball watch. We were asking $19.99. We actually accepted an offer of $1,500, but the client received it. He just said it doesn't fit, so we won't be too hard on him. He's a viewer of the channel, so it's all good. We accepted. We have automatic returns turned on, so people are not happy, they can return, not a problem. And here it is. He just told me that it doesn't fit, which is all good, not a problem. We want to make sure our clients are happy with their purchase now. Okay, so we had a couple other sales on one of our eBay accounts, which this was a rubber B strap that goes on a Rolex Submariner, and we sold this for $125. This came from a lot of Rolex parts and items like this that can be used on Rolex watches. I bought that I think earlier this year for, if I'm not mistaken, $3,500. But anyways, we've been selling a lot of parts out of that lot. And then also this Omega Beads of Rice bracelet. I think I listed this yesterday and it just sold overnight. I was asking $150. I accepted an offer of $140. It sold fairly quickly. These are Omega Beads of Rice bracelets. They can go for a lot of money, especially the stainless steel ones. This one, it's in very good condition on the top, but the bottom has a lot of wear. And the gold plated ones or gold filled ones don't go for as much as the stainless steel ones go. USPS just brought us this package. The customer didn't put any tape. You always got to tape up boxes. This is why I pack super extra careful always, because this glue that they have on their boxes is just not sufficient. This is very light. Yeah, there's nothing inside probably. I don't know. Let's find out. I'll leave it right here because I actually need to save this for the customer too, in case the whatever's inside is not inside. Oh, he's lucky. He's lucky. Watch is inside, didn't fall out. So hopefully that was it and there was nothing else. We'll find out. Okay, well, first of all, the box is not real. This box isn't real either. This hang tag is not real. This bracelet is aftermarket.
Right.
But
Is it 18 karat?
No, it's not. So, because like when you look at the links on the side like this, you can see stainless steel in there.
Okay.
And if this was 18 karat, the whole thing has to be 18 karat, but they just covered it with like a very thin layer of gold. So the bezel,
Is aftermarket?
yes, and so is the dial. The dial is like a $200 dial. Because when you have an aftermarket dial, it's not worth anything. Really, I mean $200 at the most.
What size is it?
This is a
36.
34 millimeter. This
34.
is not a 36.
Not a 36.
So when you see date, that's always 34 millimeter.
Okay.
Date justs are 36.
Okay.
I mean, the rest of the watch looks real. Let me open it so
Okay,
I can
please.
see.
Is that where you bought it? I never heard of it. And they're right down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Rolex date should be automatic, not manual. So the reference is 6694, which should be manual, but based on the dial, the watch should be automatic. The hands are wrong. It should matches what you have on this receipt.
It does match.
What you have on the receipt, but that doesn't mean anything because this is not like a Rolex receipt.
Right.
That's a receipt from just a third party.
So it's a Rolex case.
The case is Rolex.
The movement is
The movement is Rolex. It's a manual wind movement. I was expecting automatic movement because of what the dial says. But regardless, the dial is aftermarket anyway, so it doesn't add much value. I would test this to make sure it's gold and diamonds.
Yeah, we tested that. We tested diamonds.
It shows good.
Yeah, it tested good. The clasp at least Rolex or
No, this is fake
This is
glass.
fake.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
So you're saying I got ripped off?
Hello?
Well,
Well, he's,
That's what it sounds like.
well,
I mean,
you heard it as I'm hearing it.
Yeah.
It's not an automatic watch.
It's not supposed to be, to my understanding. He just said he
Yes.
looked at it was supposed to be manual.
okay, the 6694 reference is supposed to be manual.
But
But like they put a dial on here that pertains to an automatic, but then
the value
on
is
the
in the
other,
dial.
the other end, the dial is incorrect to begin with. It's aftermarket or custom, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Well, I think you told me enough.
Do you guys have any questions?
Questions?
Let me call you right back.
Is there any rarity to a manual wind Rolex?
No, you can find plenty of these. If somebody's buying a manual wine 6694, they want it to be original. You want me to check if it's running and everything, or
It is running.
Yeah.
I'm just wearing it.
okay?
Right, twice a day.
Somebody bought a Rolex from another guy here in my shop not too long ago, and he's like, "Check it out for me. Make sure it's real." And I said, "Okay, I checked it out. That's it." And then he bought it. Next day, the guy comes back at me and he's like, "Hey, this watch that I bought in your store is not running." I said, "You didn't buy it in my store from me. You just asked me to verify it." So that's why I'm asking you. I don't know who's buying from who, but
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I just want your recommendation. All right.
yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
So the box is not real either.
Box is not real. The hang tag is not real.
You're saying the band is aftermarket?
Yeah, this
and not
is a
Rolex? But
Not
it's
ro-
gold,
not
but
even
not.
gold. No, there's no gold in here. This is just the plating on top. They
So
put
gold
like
plating?
Who bought it? You bought it?
Me.
Did you buy it from this place thinking that was a genuine Rolex bracelet?
I wasn't really worried about the band. I just figured it, everything that came on it would be.
You were assuming
orig-
it's original, yeah.
I assumed it was all original, other than the band. I knew the band was. I'm sorry, the bezel was
Class.
aftermarket.
Okay.
I knew that. I knew the diamond bezel was aftermarket.
And the dial, I mean, you didn't. You just it is what it is. You liked it and you bought it.
Care about the dial so much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean,
All
it's,
right.
yeah.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
All right, guys, take care. As you just saw, this guy works for a pawn shop in a different city, and I think he's either trying to give a loan on that watch to his customer or trying to buy it from him. I saw the receipt. The customer had paid $7,000 for that watch. If that watch would come in my shop the way it is, first of all, I wouldn't buy it. This was confusing. It had an aftermarket dial and bezel. An aftermarket dial, even with diamonds on there, is not very valuable. You can find them for sale for like $250. But the dial was basically for an automatic watch. So when I first looked at it, I was thinking that when I opened the watch up, it should be automatic. But when I opened the watch up, it was a manual wind. So that was kind of confusing to me. But based on the reference 6694, it should have a manual wind movement. The band was fake, aftermarket band. It didn't have 18 karat gold in it. they do make bands that actually have 18 karat gold and stainless steel, but they don't try to pass them as Rolex bands. They specifically state that they're bands that are to be used on Rolex, but it actually has 18 karat gold and steel. But this one was just cheap fake band. I mean, in my honest opinion, that watch is just case and movement worth about $1,000. And if that diamond bezel is real gold with diamonds, it's probably worth $500. I mean, some dealers, they try to sell those bezels for like $1,500. So roughly value-wise, in that total piece right there is like $1,500. Customer paid $7,000. You gotta do your homework when you buy stuff. It is 5:30 and I am eating my lunch and also editing last video. Right, so as you saw towards the end of the last episode, we bought out a watchmaker's estate. I'll show you some of the things that we've got. We did a quick sorting of the stuff. Here we have some Piaget and Patek Philippe parts, Cartier parts, Bulgari parts, Breitling parts, miscellaneous quartz watches. A lot of this stuff we're gonna sell. We went through it. There are things that we're keeping, but we can't keep everything. And then we got a whole bunch of tools. A lot of these tools we have doubles or triples of, and some of these we're just gonna clean up and resell. This is a cleaning machine. I'm probably gonna keep this one. We have like 3 or 4 old cleaning machines, but they work really good. These older timing machines we're gonna sell because we just have too many. Older waterproof tester, but we have even a newer one just sitting there that we haven't been using. Demagnetizers, all kinds of stuff. Another cleaning machine here that I really need to clean up. Water pressure test machine. We've got a couple other lathes that we're going to get rid of. Some other timing machines, ultrasonic, heated cleaners, air compressor. There's some older tools and stuff like that, that whatever we don't need we're going to get rid of, as we have a lot of tools in our shop, and then a lot in my garage and a lot in my dad's garage, and there's just not enough room. Alright, so I checked my messages today, and this Cartier that I sold and shipped yesterday was received by the authentication center this morning, and they said that they discovered a minor issue. And now if you go to the inspection detail, it just says here that the serial number on the manufacturer's warranty card does not match the watch. I already called them because the watch does not come with the original box and papers, and that was clearly stated in my listing right there as it's highlighted. I basically gave the client a free Cartier box and booklets and all that, so hopefully this will get worked out. But sometimes, see, when they do stuff like this and they'll call the buyer gets alarmed. They think that something's wrong. I sold this watch without box and papers. I just gave them free box and papers that does not pertain to this watch, and the authentication center made a mistake. But I called them and they said they're going to rectify. Hopefully the buyer doesn't want to return the watch because of this. We also just sold this rubber B strap. We were asking $185. We accepted $150. This one goes on a Sea Dweller, deep sea Sea Dweller. And on the Hamilton, you don't want you're not selling with that strap, right? Just with
the bracelet and.
Do you know when you bought the Hamilton?
Hamilton was a few years back. I think it should be on the.
They didn't sign the card at all.
Yeah, well, I think this one was from Nordstrom, so.
Okay.
2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a watch in here.
Oh.
That's not the one you're trying to sell. Okay, this one they didn't sign either.
Yeah, that was.
Do you know how old this is?
This one.
And you don't have extra links to it. Oh yeah, they're inside. Okay. So.
I think also 2020. I think this was like February sometime, and the Hamilton, they had the receipt of shipping for. This was like January or something, and that was February.
Okay. About trade-in value, when you go to a place like Toppers, they usually give you a little bit higher. Yeah. Because they sell you stuff at full retail. Why are you getting rid of them? You don't wear them much.
Yeah, I just don't wear them much. Especially this one. Like, the more I wear it, the less I like to wear it because it's just so heavy. And I don't know. I prefer smaller watches just in general.
That's a nice watch.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. What year is that? It looks newer. Yeah.
2018.
Are you from Sacramento?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing you in our shop before.
No, this is my... I think I came in one time before just to do like a battery replacement, but I'm near like Roseville area, so...
Do you have any extra links or anything like that?
No, I think that's it. Actually, yeah, so that's everything that was with that watch. So a couple links. But...
Do you mind if I try it on my wrist?
Go for it.
I want to see how... Hey, what's going on, Randy? Yeah, it is a little bit tight. You have 1.5 links. On this, do you mind if I open real quick to look at it?
No, not at all.
Just want to see the condition of the movement. You're looking at about 300 for the Hamilton, 450 on the Longines, and 1250 on the Speedy. It comes to 2,000 even, actually, if you want to do that. People are asking 1,800 and up for this, but the ones that sold for between 1,250 to about 1,700. So there is not a lot of profit in something like this, and we're gonna service it before we put it out for sale. Yeah. If you're looking to buy something from me, I can discount on anything that you're buying, so not to sell you at full price.
What are D2 watches right here?
And that's titanium, so it feels light. Are you dropping stuff off, Randy, for polishing, or?
I was going, the freaking spike got returned.
What's wrong with it?
He showed me a picture of scratches. There's no scratches on there.
I can take a look at it. Do you want to mark it where he's showing the scratches? Mark it, and then I'll just go over those areas.
I don't know how. Hey, do you have that 2011 Hope?
I do have it, yeah.
Okay.
Help me verify that that's up to date.
Which one? This?
Yeah. No. I'm telling you, it's like later we don't discuss it.
All right, Randy.
See you guys later.
Talk to you soon, bro. All right, sorry about that.
No worries.
Do you have any questions?
Can you tell me a little bit about this watch specifically?
But yeah, this model is from 2018. They do everything in house except the movements, but it's like a Salida 330 movement. But they do modifications to them.
Yeah.
So when you pull out to the first notch, that's quick set, so you can put it at whatever hour you want to put it at as a second time zone.
Would 2000 be your best?
I don't know. I mean, you don't have to sell them. Just if you want to think about it, think about it. And
I mean, I could trade them in, but then kind of just stuck with, they get the amount of watches that they get, but...
Yeah, I mean, it depends. If they have something nice that you like there, But did they see the watches in person?
No, they haven't. So, yeah, they only saw... I only spoke about the Longines and the Omega, and they said if it's in, not seeing it yet in ballpark of that.
They're good watches, but don't get me wrong. Like these Hamiltons and Longines, dude, I love them, but they make 1 million of them every day, so it's not like they're rare. That's the issue. So they do retain value, but it's a certain percentage, and that's it.
Let me hold on to them for a little bit, and then
see if you can move them. I mean, maybe I don't know if you're in any groups or forums or something like that. Maybe post them somewhere. And if you get the price, you get them. If not, my offer will stand. So, because the market on these does not really fluctuate. So, even if you come back like 3 to 6 months later, I should still be able to pay you that, unless you drop them, damage them, break the crystal, or something like that. So,
thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. I want to make sure everything I gave back. What's your name?
Aria.
I'm Raymond. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
But yeah, definitely
Yeah.
think about it and let us know.
Reach out to you. Thank you so much.
Of course. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
All right, so what you just saw was a gentleman. He came in, tried to sell us 3 watches. It was just a Longines automatic, a Hamilton automatic, and a Speedmaster reduced, a very early Speedmaster reduced that wasn't in really tip-top shape. The movement was a little bit dirty. It had a little bit of corrosion buildup, stuff like that. I think we offered them $1,250 for the Speedy. They're on eBay, $1,700, $1,800 asking. The ones that sold actually at $1,200 to about $1,600. So, and then the Longines and the Hamilton, there's really maybe $100-$150 profit for me after I sell them. So I think I gave him a really good price, but I think he's going to go back to Topper's Jewelry. They offered him $2,300 just for 2 of them in trade. Problem is, he's going to buy a watch for like $5-6 grand retail that resells for like $2 grand. So that's, I don't know. I try to help him out, but like I said, the offer is still open. If he wants to come back, we'll buy them from him. Also, what you were probably hearing in the background was a local dealer here. He usually drops off stuff with us for polishing. So I'll show you a couple watches that he dropped off. This is a Rolex GMT Sprite. It just needs a little bit of touch up. It's a brand new watch, but it got some scuffs somehow. Then just the regular GMT, the older model. On this, he also wants a little bit of touch up. Also, he dropped off another GMT, similar one a few days ago. This one needs a full polish, so I gotta get that done. And then brand new Tudor 7941. Brand new watch, but also has some handling marks. He wants me to touch up the clasp. I gotta get that done, but that's what you heard in the background when I was dealing with that client. He came in, and I know he's always in a hurry, so he drops those 2 watches off. So we got a few more watches done from a client that we spoke about in the last episode. We showed you a lot of the watches that he sends in. We have like 5 more watches done that we're gonna ship out to him. This is a very early Elgin in silver case. It's got solid lugs in there, so you have to use like a NATO strap or something on this type of watch. Then a very early Illinois Art Deco watch. What's up, Randy? You're back? What do you think, bro?
Hey, can you fix this thing? I guess the alarm doesn't work.
Is it quartz battery operated?
I think so.
Here are the rest of those watches. This is a very early South Bend wristwatch. South Bend, they made pocket watches. They made some wristwatches as well in the 1910s and 1920s. This has wire lugs and a beautiful porcelain dial. This is very nice Art Deco Elgin. I believe it's white gold filled. This is a Van Buren with luminous numbers and luminous hands. This is just a base metal case, but this shaped case is called a cushion case. So very nice Art Deco watches. All of them going back to the same person. Here's the lineup, all of them together. Going out today. Alright, this is the item I showed you guys earlier. It's coming back because the authentication center called the person and told the person that there's a small discrepancy. Well, there's no discrepancy. I clearly stated here the watch does not come with any original box or papers. I was kind enough to add a Cartier box and Cartier booklets that are authentic Cartier box and booklets, and because of that, the authentication center looked at the booklets and they said doesn't match the serial on the watch. So now the person wants to return it. So yeah, that's a little bit frustrating, but I'm not gonna fight it with them. Here's what I gave this customer with this Cartier watch. We gave him this booklet, which goes with many Cartier watches. This is how the booklet looks like. Okay, doesn't pertain to this watch, and also gave him a free box. Just sold this vintage 1982 Rolex Submariner booklet, and also with the sleeve. It came from a 5513 from 1982, but it was also used on other model numbers like the 16800, 16808, etc. This is really cool for somebody that wants to complete their set if they're missing the booklet. I started out, when I first listed it, I think I was asking $300. I ended up taking an offer of $200. It's totally worth it. I've sold these in the past for even like $400, but that's just how the market is right now. And I bought this in a lot with other Rolex items, so I think I did pretty good on this. All right, this is a return from Jack. He said it doesn't fit his wrist. I'm gonna check to make sure it's in the same condition as when I sent it. I mean, he literally only had it for one day. This was the ball watch. I gotta measure it and make sure I measured it right. Very simple way to measure what wrist size it would fit is by actually using one of these. I guess this is a Taylor's tape measure, and if you put it on the inside of the bracelet, you'll get a very accurate, yeah, this is like easily 7.75. That's exactly what I put in the description, but he said it doesn't fit him, so it's okay. We took it back, and it's available again. I think we put it in our old video, available for $1,300. If anybody wants, reach out to us. That's a cash or wire price. Kind of hard to see back here, but there we go. There it is, chronometer movement. I had a customer that reached out to me, and I actually saw this watch in person because he came to my shop about a week ago. He was wanting to buy the Datejust with palm dial, and I saw this watch on his wrist, and it was beautiful. He didn't end up buying the Datejust palm dial from me, but he called me today and asked if I wanted to buy his Rolex Date 1500 with Sigma dial. So the reference is 1500 with Sigma dial. And what a Sigma dial means is that these hour markers are made out of solid white gold, and so are the hands. The hands should be solid gold as well. I asked him to send some pictures. He sent some pictures, and then I asked him how much he wants, and I think he said 5,000. And then we went kind of back and forth, and I was trying to show him how the market is at. Sigma dials, you know, they're as low as 250, 300, 300. Somebody's asking 500 for one here. Here's a very nice one. Somebody's asking 1,000. But then we have the watches now starting at 3,700, 3,800, and like I said, the one the customer is offering me, he's asking 5,000. We went a little bit back and forth, and he's showing me the highest price listings that he found online. And of course, you can have the same watch go for 3,000 and at the same time go for 5,000 depending on condition. But I saw his watch in person, and today he sent me photos of it. It does not have the original papers. It comes with the box. The box can be easily purchased off of eBay anywhere between $75 to $125. But my main concern is the watch. And the cheapest one that I find here on eBay is this one listed for $3,700 coming out of Japan. And I would say this dial that they have on here is a better looking dial than the one that my client's trying to sell me. And as I went back and forth with the client, he said, well, 43 is the absolute rock bottom. And I said, why would I pay 43 as a dealer trying to purchase and resell when I can buy it right here for 3,700 in the exact same condition, but a better dial than yours, actually? And I tried to educate him and try to show him, the listings. I mean, I don't really see anything wrong with this. It's typical. Bracelet might be a little bit stretched, but this is normal. These watches are like from the late 1960s. But let's see sold listings, and I showed them sold listings as well. Sigma dial sold for $195, sold for $250, sold for $600 with complete handset. And then here we have some auctions. Sold for $23.75, which this kind of indicates like what people are willing to pay. And this one seems to be pretty good condition. All the lume plots are intact. It is a Sigma dial. As you can see, it has the Greek letter here, indicating that the markers and hands are solid gold. So I showed them ended listings, comparables. And of course, a person can always say, well, mine is better than this. Okay. His is not better. They're like the similar condition as these that sold, but here's another one sold for $25.51. You literally have two watches that sold, and then let's see how many all are available with Sigma dials. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm looking at complete watches with Sigma dials. 11, 12, 13. And look, there's so many of them, like even under 4,000. 13, 14. Okay, so there's about 14 watches with Sigma dial, and 2 of them sold. So that's about 14% sell-through rate, which is not very good. That means they don't sell quite fast. And then I went on Chrono 24, and I already did some research, and I'm not even looking at the cheapest ones. But look, here's a random one, and this person's asking $28.90. And look, condition is not bad at all, but we can go find some that are even better than this one. They might be $200, $300, $400, $500 more, because the gentleman, he's a business owner too. He's not a client of ours, and I want to start doing business with him, but like, I showed him an example. I said, look, you came into my shop 2 weeks ago, and I offered you the 36 millimeter Rolex Datejust on Jubilee bracelet with palm motif dial that's now discontinued, full set from 2022, in excellent condition. I offered it to him for like $11,500, I think I told him. There's people that are asking $20,000, $18,000. That doesn't mean that that's what it sells for, because he kept bringing up all these listings that are higher. Some things to consider too, like when a client buys something from us, first of all, we stand behind the authenticity guarantee for life. If I'm buying from a client, if something comes up, a week later or 2 weeks later, because I didn't do my due diligence to check it properly, I'm not going to go back to the client and say, hey, look, you have an aftermarket clasp on here or something like that. Another thing too is like when we buy from clients that walk in, they don't give us a warranty on the watch. So I'm basically buying the watch as is. If I sell a watch in my shop to any customer, whether it's in the store or whether it's online, if something happens to it, we stand behind it with at least a 1-year warranty. And many times our clients know. There's clients that send stuff back even a year and a half later, and we didn't charge them anything. When we sell stuff in our shop or online, if people don't like something, they return it and we take it back. Just like we sold that ball watch, and you saw in the last video was a viewer of the channel. He got it. Even though I put on there, I described it properly. It'll fit wrist sizes up to 7.75 inches. He tried it on. He said it doesn't fit. It fits tight. I don't have any more links for that watch. And I said, no problem, send it back. No big deal. When I'm buying something from a client, I don't go back and call the client and say, hey dude, you know, I want a refund or things like that. So that's one thing I was trying to explain to the client. So we have to be fair in business when we're buying and when we're selling, but be fair also to ourselves, not just to the client. If you're reaching out to us to try to sell us something, you know, do your research and kind of get an idea of how the market is like. You know, we try to be fair. I always say that there's a fair market value. Even like sometimes people reach out to me, they want to consign something. Like a person was reaching out today, wanted to consign an AP with me, and he's showing me listings that people are asking up to 40,000. And I'm looking at the dealer chats, and that same AP goes between 25 to 30, depending on 30 is asking price on full sets, mint condition, and his is mint condition, very nice. But doesn't have the original papers. It has service papers, so that's a big difference on an AP. So I don't want to take something like that in on consignment and overprice my item, because I want to be fair market priced. I don't want to overprice my items. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. I answer them in another video. If you enjoy these type of videos, let us know. Let us know what you like to see more of, and we will try to accommodate that.